Yeah. Welcome to week 2, everyone. Nice zen atmosphere. But after a huge week 1,
For some of us.
for most of the league, because our median, second highest in dynasty history. Starting off last week's matchups, we had Garrett, the newcomer, having to face Kevin. And Garrett was looking mighty fine early on. Had Kevin sweating a little bit there. But Kevin still came around, showed him who the elders were. And yeah, it was downhill for Garrett on Monday night.
Yep, but I mean, I was sweating bullets all of Sunday just watching his score go up. I think he was projected at the beginning of the matchup like 104, and then he finished with 137. So
Yep.
I was getting nervous, but Lamar and crew and the Walrus, they did their thing on Monday night, and yeah, I mean, got to show him who's boss. Can't let the new guy come in and get a win week 1. You can't.
Yeah.
Do that.
Exactly.
Garrett, unfortunately, is the one person who beat the median, but got the loss. So,
Yeah.
but that's what the median's there for. So he ended up going 1-1 this week. So,
Yep, he deserves that win, scoring 137, which, fun fact, third highest score in that team's history. Over the past 3 years that Miller was controlling the team, he just beat 90% of Miller's scores over those 3 years. So he is headed in the right direction for sure.
That's hilarious.
fantastic
And
news
kinda
for this
sad.
league.
But then we have the elder matchup, you and Jacob, Bo. It started off, we thought it might be competitive. It didn't stay very competitive. Jacob's team took the week off. He said, I gotta finish in second place. I can't win too many games.
So, okay, so this is the first year of only 3 preseason games, right? So my theory is my team was thinking it was week 4 preseason. So they had to take that 1 week off.
Oh, so your starters only played the first quarter.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what I think happened. I mean, all was the 1 o'clock game. So, I played them early, sat them later,
I really appreciated it because after 1 o'clock, I knew that I won, and I was just relaxing.
To me, that's the worst part. I'm pretty sure you were like beating me after the 1 o'clock games.
Yep.
And I had 3 players left. You had 3 players left, and I was just like, all right.
Yep.
But also, this is good practice for the future championship matchup, where I will get that second place finish, as is destined. So this is good practice. I now know how to successfully finish second.
All part of the plan.
All part of the plan, yeah. Moving on to the next week. Oh, Jesus. Cut. Now we're moving on to the matchup that we kind of assumed was going to be kind of close, because these two guys are always battling for that last spot in that playoff. But outside of Colts receivers, who had a combined score of 56 points by themselves, the rest of this team kind of fell short and only scored 47. So he scored the second lowest score of the week.
Yikes.
Old strategy.
So he was not able to keep up with Aaron, who scored the second highest score of the week.
But they both finished second in different ends of the spectrum.
Now, I'm going to need both you guys to quit that. That's my job to finish second. So I'll let you guys slide this one time, but never again. Anyways, Aaron kind of walked away with this win. So
easily.
No competition, really. I think Colts team, maybe same thing with my team.
Derrick Henry definitely looked like he wasn't ready for the season start.
Yeah, it's just...
He's like, this isn't Jacksonville. These guys are tackling me. I don't know what's happening.
What's going on? But yeah, no. So maybe for my team's sake, Colts team's sake, maybe they'll awaken this coming up week.
Maybe.
That's what you got to hope for.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron always hanging out near the bottom of the playoffs, and him scoring the second highest score. He's ready to go for the season.
Yeah.
Ready to make that jump.
Yeah, his team's looking pretty scary.
Oh yeah. As long as they perform like that, I don't want to face them.
Yep.
No, thank you.
And then Coop and Alex. Both of them, we weren't sure how they were going to perform. Both of them also didn't perform very well. Both under the median, but Coop gets the win against Alex, who scored he scored 3/4 of 100 points. So that's not great, but he had all of his players in the lineup that were supposed to be. So
he started a full team, so we're proud of him.
Full team. Good job.
we're looking good, but also not looking good because I don't think he's won since, I don't even know, last year, mid-year, some point. So
yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, he's got some work to do. And Coop, if Coop can still play the bottom score every week,
it's a valid strategy to just play the team that's worse every week.
Yeah,
113 is normally a competitive score week in, week out.
That's true.
So I don't expect Edwin to keep these high scores, except for like maybe 1 or 2 teams a week. Right now,
you're hoping they're not going to keep those high scores.
I'm hoping they're not going to keep those high scores.
In the final matchup, we had the Battle of the Seas. Chase, Chris. That was a real nail-biter. Going into the Monday night game, Chris had 1 player left, Mark Andrews. He was down by less than a full point. Just needed him to get 1 catch. Mark Andrews said, I will get like 3 and no more. So he really put it – they played a close margin, but Chris was able to pull out the win, start his title defense off with the win, and he was the median setter. So unfortunate for Chase, got the 0-2.
Yeah.
So that matchup was the median setter then. So that win was worth 2 wins.
Yep.
Because if it switched, it would have switched both of them too.
Yeah, and what's funny is Chase's team name was the Real Median. So he knew what he was doing going into it. He set the Real Median, but he didn't like the outcome, and he went ahead and changed that name. He don't want to do that anymore. Now we've got the Dragging Dinos. So
I mean, it's a heck of an upgrade.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say so. But yeah, I mean, right there with the defending champ, though.
Yeah,
looking good.
I mean, he was leading going into the Monday night game, so I mean, there was a real chance.
Oh yeah. Little stretchy stretch.
All right, moving on to next week's games. First matchup, we have Aaron versus Coop. We have a 2-0 versus a 1-1. Coop got that win from, winning the matchup, not the median. Mm-hmm. So we'll see with Aaron, him facing Aaron, who had the second highest score. We'll see if Coop's able to maybe get lucky again. Highly doubt it. But we'll see how this goes. My projection is Aaron wins this one.
I feel like you were throwing some shots at Coop there.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I scored less than him last week, but...
I mean, if Aaron wins, he has a potential to move into the top spot. So
that's true. Yeah,
especially
be number 1.
Yeah, he's got a good opportunity to be number 1 early on this season.
Mm-hmm. And then we got another C versus C showdown. We like to keep those rolling every week. We're going to see if we can continue that trend. This is an 0-2 versus an 0-2. So someone's getting a dub this week, guaranteed. We got Chase versus Colt. Chase unlucky, was the median game, so he got the 0-2. Right on the edge. Colt got absolutely dumpstered. He was not even close. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if Jacob's theory is correct. Maybe Colt's team just wasn't aware that there's only 3 preseason game now. There's week 1 was last week. Derrick Henry didn't show up. I don't know if they're playing the Jags, but if they are, look out, Chase.
They are not playing the Jags. Jags are playing Denver.
Okay, Chase, you're lucky.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Chase right there on the median. He's got to be upset about it, and maybe he can dominate Colt like Colt was dominated last week.
Colt does enjoy getting dominated, so
true. And then speaking of the Jags, we have Jacob versus Alex. The Jags showed probably Jags skirmish really between these two teams. Both bottom 3 teams last week, 0-2. I wouldn't tune into this game. This is something that I would probably find another game to tune into. But hey, both 0-2, they're going to come out with a win this week, no matter how low they score. And yeah, I mean, Jacob's definitely not going to be sending any reminders to Alex to change his lineup this week. He's
Not
just
this
going to
week.
let it ride.
You can take this week off if you don't want to set your lineup. You're good. As I mentioned earlier, Aaron has a really good shot at taking that number 1 spot early on in the week or early on in the year. The reason for that is the other 2-0 teams are facing each other. We have Bo versus Kev. So this is going to be a good matchup. Now, I wouldn't tune into this game, as Bo would say. No, I would tune into this game. This game's going to be a good nail biter, probably to the very end.
It's kind of crazy having the Jags skirmish with both teams scoring in the bottom 3 last week, and then 2 elders scoring in the top 3 last week facing each other. Maybe we can like switch that up. You can play Jacob this week. I'll play Alex. Make it a little bit easier.
I mean, I think that would be a better option for both of us. Yeah.
No, you guys will
like
have
that.
your chances. Let me have this one.
Let me have this one. And then the last matchup of the week, Chris and Garrett. Again, Chris, defending champ. Garrett, newest member of the league. It's pretty similar to last week's matchup for Chris, which we played against Chase. Garrett did have a top 4 score last week, so he would have beat Chris last week. Let's see if he can beat Chris this week.
Yeah, we did not do this on purpose, Garrett. I promise. It was random schedule, and I don't know how you ended up going up against the most recent 2 defending champions. So
Unfortunate.
yeah, that is very unfortunate for you.
But hey, it just gets easier from here. Like you can't play
true.
the top 2 champions, the last 2 champions every week. Unfortunately,
that's true.
But hey, welcome to the league.
Yeah.
Well, we're in week 2, ready to go again with a high projected median of over 130 points. We'll see if we actually hit that or not. If we do, we're on a ridiculous projection of this season, way higher than any other season we've ever had.
For sure.
But I'm excited.
Me too. As long as I get a win this week.
Yeah, Bo, you're going down this week. I think it's more like.
That's good. Keep going.
You sound like a cat.